To call Starscream one of the most recognizable characters in the entire Transformers franchise would be an understatement. He is a pillar of 80s pop culture iconography, and probably one of the most well-renowned villains in the entire Transformers franchise. Anytime Hasbro wants to do any kind of Transformers merchandise outside of the toys, whether it be stickers, backpacks, tattoos, games, Starscream is always going to be there. Anyone vaguely familiar with Transformers probably recognizes some iteration of Starscream. From G1 to animated to Prime, even to the Dorito that we got in the movies, Starscream is a super recognizable piece of the Transformers franchise and a pillar of the Decepticons. So of course when Hasbro unveiled the prototype for a brand new studio series, Starscream, everyone was super excited. Transformers is of course a toy-oriented franchise, and in all honesty, the other more modern and recent figures that were made weren't really living up to the character. Blocky proportions, a very meh transformation along with limited articulation left much to be desired. And the other version of him on the market didn't even feature an Earth vehicle as the alternate mode. So of course people were excited for the prototype, especially considering how close they got to the animation model. I mean, it looks absolutely spectacular. But of course, Hasbro being Hasbro, they released a couple repaints ahead of Starscream. But if anything, this Thundercracker and Skywarp only serve to build the hype for Starscream even more. I mean, it's an inevitability he gets made. So you can imagine everyone's shock when he was revealed to be a Target exclusive. To say this was a decision everyone was pretty unhappy with would be a drastic understatement. This isn't even the first time Hasbro has done something like this. They did the same thing with the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime a couple years ago, and that guy was pretty hard to find. But even then, that was a movie character. G1 sells notoriously well, so to put a figure of this caliber on exclusively Target shelves was kind of just a scummy move. And it doesn't help that pre-order windows sold out within an hour or two. If you didn't get your pre-orders in, you're pretty much screwed. And on top of that, even if you did get your pre-orders in through Target.com, your luck wasn't looking much better either. Because as of the time of this recording, Target has started canceling a ton of Starscream pre-orders. But we can get more into what Target has done wrong later, because my goodness is there a lot. But first, let me share what I had to go through to get a Starscream. A few days after my birthday, me and my friend started checking local Targets to see if anything had him in stock. My friend got up at the crack of dawn at 7 a.m., checked his nearest Target, and they said they had nothing. Same with the other Targets in the vicinity, but they did direct us to one that was roughly a half hour away. So later that day, we both hop in the car and drive down there, only to find out that they have none.
Do not hit my car! It's a collector's item!
Either the original Target had some error in their system, or they just sold out of 4 of them within the couple of hours that were in between. But they proceeded to direct us to another Target which had a case of 4. So we drove another 30 minutes away from this Target, and finally,
they didn't have it.
Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. They did have it, but not really. They hadn't loaded the case off the truck yet, and the truck didn't open till the next day, so we were kind of screwed because I had work the next day. Thankfully, my friend Ashley was willing to go and get up at 7 a.m. and go to Target and wait until opening to get me a Starscream. This was insanely lucky and an incredible birthday present, so thank you so much to my friend. However, my other friend wasn't so lucky.
I had to go to 13 locations, twice over. Then finally, 13th store, second time over. I walk in, I ask the guy, he says, we're getting a shipment in 2 days. So like next day, I call them up. They tell me, yeah, we're getting one in tomorrow. I go there bright and early. I stand outside that Target, surrounded by nothing but greasy, disgusting Pokemon scalpers. I finally see them heavenly doors open. I walk straight to the toy aisle, see no Starscreams on the shelf. So I ask the guy restocking the area. He tells me, yeah, we got one in stock. He goes to the back, comes back out, tells me, yeah, we got one in. This is the only one. You should consider yourself lucky. And I do. I buy the thing, I go home, I open them up, and I get hit with horrible QC with a damaged head sculpt and some of the worst paint tolerance I've ever handled.
And sadly, this isn't very uncommon either. Tons of reports are coming in of just Starscream being riddled with QC issues, whether it be cracked shoulders or just horrible paint. This only serves to add on to the insane rarity of this figure. While Target definitely botched the distribution, I think a large part of the blame should be shouldered onto Hasbro as well. There was no pressure to make him an exclusive, and even then, the quality should have been handled so much better, especially considering considering right now we are paying the most for Transformers we ever have. But a majority of this is still Target's fault. This next portion of the video is mainly going to be citing information from the TFW forums, so take it with a grain of salt. So from what I understand, Target essentially backed out and canceled a ton of Starscream shipments because tariffs made their cost to profit ratio to import them straight garbage. And they were pretty much already obligated to sell them for around $40-ish. So they opted to just cancel their shipments, and anything that's in the US now is kind of all we're getting. Easily the worst part of this entire thing is the information at the end of the TFW post. Right now, the US Target Global Inventory System has 203 Starscreams in active inventory. This is for every store in the US, coast to coast. Some are still on the pallets for resets, some are still under shelves waiting for people to grab them, some are probably sitting in employee areas waiting for employees to buy them. There was one store near me that had an employee rationing out Starscream for $50. You give the employee $50 in cash and they will go get you one. That store is under investigation right now. This is an absurd failure on Hasbro and Target's part. And it really only feels like a failure resulting from decisions of extreme corporate greed. And the community feedback shows this thing is getting review bombed on both Target and Hasbro Pulse. Well, it was getting bombed on Hasbro Pulse until they took all the reviews down, but the Target ones are still up. Alright, so we're gonna take a quick look at some reviews. I have my little Optimus Prime cursor here. As you can see, the reviews are super unbalanced right now. 88% 1-star reviews. There's some people just taking some fire-ass photos. I mess with this. Gotta love that. Like, this guy has the
very nice photo.
Yeah, very nice photo. Oh,
Did he face swap too. Face swaps.
Face swaps.
Face
wow.
swap on the review.
Interesting.
Up as hell.
You know, some cool photos and stuff here, but that's obviously not what we're here for. Canceled, multiple delays, which I approved every time only to have it canceled. Pre-order process is a joke.
Absolutely horrible. You have it sell out, you limit the pre-orders, and then you just cancel on people.
It's kind of...
Can't get any worse.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened. I don't know why they pre-ordered more than they could import, or more than they chose to import.
Because it's so weird. Because with at least Rise of Libby's Optimus, they didn't limit the pre-orders.
Canceled without notice or refund. Ooh. That's rough, because what was it? This guy runs about $50-ish. Figure's a must. Distribution is a bust.
Low-key a bar.
I can feel the heat from the fire writing. I just can feel it. 9 questions. Let's look at questions. Shelves are the right of all sentient beings. From Optimus Prime.
About 2 months to 2 weeks? What a joke.
Hello, and thank you for your question regarding the movie Voyager class Starscream. Please contact Hasbro Consumer Care directly for assistance. We are happy to help.
They are not ready to help you. Genuine question. What is the actual logic behind store exclusives? Figure was supposed to be released in store on the 19th of July, just for a majority of stores to not have any at all on release. And even if the store gets them in, it's 2 at a time?
That's just a sampling of just the gargantuan backlash. That's just the Q&A and some of the reviews.
We gotta look at the review essays. The essay ones, straight masterpiece.
I don't know where the essays are. Now, with all this information laid out for you, you might be wondering, what can I do? And the sad answer is not much. If you want to find an 86 Starscream, you either have to get really lucky at a Target or pay scalper prices on eBay. You can always order an import off of AliExpress or a site like that, but that's also going to be pretty expensive. And even with all the time and effort in the world, there's only 203 Starscreams across the US. It is going to be near impossible for you to get one. And ultimately, that's Hasbro and Target's fault. I really hope that they learn a lesson from this in the future and don't let something like this happen again. But I honestly wouldn't rule out the possibility of them upcharging him and making him another leader class with coronation gear just to sell him again. And while that would certainly be the scummiest route, I unfortunately think it's the most realistic. And while I do know that's kind of a somber note to end the video on, that's just unfortunately how things have worked out. For anyone who does choose to undertake the gargantuan task of finding a Starscream, I wish you the absolute best of luck. It's not easy, but if I was able to do it, I'm sure you guys have a chance as well. And yeah, that's about all there is for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my friend Comic. He was a huge help with this video. Make sure to hype the video. I think that's a thing you can do now. I'm not too familiar with how that works. I put a ton of effort into this one. I hope it as well. And I do seriously look forward to seeing you guys in a different video. So yeah, bye-bye.